Wagwan. Everybody out there, you know you're rocking with Lex, author of The Easy Complex and Astrostetics. Everybody, let's get into this Mercury and Aquarius, shall we? Aquarius. Reading out of Astrostetics. Aquarius is the sign of innovation. The ancient ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, and the modern ruler is Uranus. Uranus is the planet of eccentricity, and Uranus is the rebellious one. Aquarius is the weirdo of the zodiac. Now, Aquarius also governs the electrical impulse and transmission of ideas on a high level. Aquarius is the sign of social curiosity in tandem with the sign of Scorpio. When we're dealing with this Aquarius energy, right? Mercury, some people say that Mercury is actually exalted in Aquarius. When we're dealing with Mercury in Aquarius, you get the electrical transmission of ideas, technology, right? Because Mercury deals with communication, orating, speaking, talking to others. Mercury is the idea itself, right? Mercury governs Gemini and Virgo. Now, when Mercury governs both of these planets, Mercury does great in Libra. Mercury does great in all of the air signs. But when you put Mercury in Aquarius, you get, in a way, thinking for the collective. So Mercury being in Aquarius, I can see why some people may say that Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. Now, that's not a popular opinion as far as Mercury goes when it comes to, I guess, tropical astrology. But when we're dealing with Mercury and Aquarius, just the essentials of what it is, it makes a lot of sense, right? Technology at times is something that is very corporate, right? But when we're dealing with the internet is something that runs along the lines of, I'm gonna say, Aquarius and Capricorn. But when we have Mercury in Aquarius, we have the innovation and we have the technological aspect, and with this we get the innovating of the whole collective as one collective body. So in this sense, Aquarius is for everybody. Aquarius is probably the most selfless sign. Contrary to what your popular belief is about Aquarius, Aquarius in a way is the humanitarian, while Virgo is the philanthropist. When you're dealing with Leo and Virgo, you're dealing with more so the philanthropist, kind of the charitable aspect. But when we're dealing with Aquarius, we have the definition of social innovation, where some of the other signs might be a little nitpicky, right? Some of the other signs might be like, they only want to help these groups of people, but Aquarius literally is the group of people. Aquarius is the people. Aquarius are the people. And when you put Mercury here, you have massive innovation in tech, massive innovation with communication. Also, how you, as a part of the people, how you can innovate your own personal communication skills. Because we just had Mercury in Capricorn. That's going to show you your responsibility. the highest value of the responsibilities in which you have to communicate, that's going to be in Mercury and Capricorn, right? In your 10th house. But when we have Mercury in Aquarius, you have massive announcements and insight, intellectual insight, Mercury being the intellect, in areas of technology, big tech, right? Technology and big technology, but we're talking about it in the sense of the responsibilities. And this is one of the absolute best times to realize your best, how you can best innovate your communication abilities. And this is why I say that Aquarius at times can have you at a loss for words, because Aquarius is also the sign of genius, right? So when we're dealing with Aquarius being the sign of genius, genius connects because this is where you have your electrical impulses, also known as aha. Aquarius is the aha moments, the holy snap, or the bomba clot, right? Yeah, look, y'all know I'm Jamaican, right? Aquarius is your bomba clot. This is insane. And this is where you have tremendous impulses of information that in a way can cause a microcosmic awakening of the social group. So with this, you can expect large announcements, massive announcements that bring a sense of awakening to the collective and large groups of people. We have the Mercury in Aquarius, we have the Sun in Aquarius, and we have Saturn in Aquarius. This stellium, because that's what this is, right? We have 3 planets in one sign being Aquarius. This highlights the social value of communication over a large radius of people. So this is going to deal with announcements and law concerning masters in the tech space, even the insight in what, because look y'all, this is the thing, this is one of the last times that Mercury is going to meet up with Saturn in Aquarius, because within the next 4 weeks Saturn goes into Pisces. Alright, so when it comes to Mercury meeting up with Saturn in Aquarius, this is one of the last times that this is going to happen. So this is going to show us the highest value of our communicational responsibilities when it comes to how you can even best operate on the internet, and even ultimately with the big tech. And this is going to be one of the last hauls for big tech to get it right. And it's important that we focus on big tech, because big tech has a responsibility to positively align the perspective of the youth. When we're talking about the children, when we're talking about the internet, children learn from the internet. The biggest YouTube channel are YouTube channels that cater towards children. So when it comes to the childlike element of things, and the children are the ones that innovate. The adults in a way manage the responsibility of innovating the children into the future. The kids are the future. And this transit of Saturn, Mercury in the last degrees of Aquarius, as I said before, is the last haul for big tech to become aware and act. Mercury, yes, deals with Virgo and Gemini, but Mercury, when we speaking things into existence, a large role of that is action in tandem with what you are trying to communicate, right? And in a way, this is the healthy relationship between fire and air, right? Action in what you are communicating, having the fire with the air, and when this spreads, this is how we can have, you see how fast innovation can spread? Since the year 2000, we went from LimeWire, MySpace, we actually had LimeWire and MySpace, Winamex, the Black Planet, Skonex, the AIM chat room. We had all of these epic platforms, right? Now, all of these platforms brought together people in a communal sense, because that is what the internet does. The internet brings people together, and when you bring people together, people commune, people communicate when they're in commune, and this is what creates a community. When people communicate in commune, you get community. And we could also say that Mercury in Aquarius is one of the absolute best signs for Mercury to be in. Now, when we have all of these technological factors going on, this is a beautiful time to observe the social responsibility that you have to yourself on the internet. And we asked this already. What is your social responsibility that you have with being on the internet? Why are you networking on the internet? Why do you want friends on the internet? What is your purpose in how you plan on serving your community? Because this is going to echo the social responsibilities that your community also has with you. Now, when we're talking about Saturn being in Aquarius, Mercury is in Aquarius, and this is the last time that Mercury and Saturn will meet in Aquarius. We have Saturn going into Pisces in about 3 weeks. So in about 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks, the planet Saturn will be in the beautiful sign of Pisces, right? But this means that this is one of the last times that Mercury and Saturn will meet in Aquarius. And this is monumental because this is the last haul for big tech to get it right. When you think about big tech, last week we mentioned in our video big tech kind of being like the Wild Wild West or the Wild Wild Web. When you look at what's been going on, even with children on the internet, you have lawmakers and people in authoritative positions, because when you have a space, right? You see how Twitter got Twitter Spaces? There is a responsibility factor in every space. whether it be a digital space or a physical space, there is a responsibility in what you're communicating in every single space. And when we have Saturn in Aquarius and Mercury in Aquarius meeting up in the final spaces, in the final degrees of Aquarius, this is when we also get insight into the highest levels of genius and how we can innovate our communication in our communities. And this is why it's important to ask yourself, why am I on the internet? Why am I on my phone? Why do I want friends? Why am I in a community? Why are you a part of a village? What is your beautiful role and what you can best communicate? And this is why Aquarius and Astrostetics, we call Aquarius the light bearer. We call Aquarius the sauce bearer. Because in the jar, Aquarius splashes the sauce of innovation on humanity. And this is why when we have Mercury being in Aquarius, this gives you tremendous insight on the social responsibilities that you have to your communities. And this allows you to reach into the genius within, right? And Aquarius, when it comes to the internet, is not that far away from responsibility and spirituality. And we have Venus in Pisces. So with this, there could be not really a sense of correction per se, but this gives us amazing insight into the financial, right? When it comes to big tech, look at what's going on. They're cutting wages. They want to maintain profit margins. They're investing, right? While they're getting their ideologies and their financial responsibilities together. And within them doing this, there is a strong, and remember, we're talking about technology, right? Big tech and communication, because Aquarius deals with the internet and social groups, right? And you have the internet that links up people in community. I just want to make that clear. Now, when we're looking at big tech, there's some financial progression going on that comes under the guise of, in a way, a potential big tech crackdown. And when we're talking about a big tech crackdown, we're talking about the lawmakers, the authoritative figures, paying more critical attention to what big tech is communicating. And while Mercury is in Aquarius, we are going to see this on a maximum level as Mercury and Saturn meet up in the final degrees of Aquarius, right? And this is when we're going to have the lawmakers kind of speaking out about big tech and the social responsibilities and the laws, right? This is now when we may begin to see some paperwork, right? Some motion. You know how, like, when you're dealing with law and contracts, people file motions, right? You know, like when you act and you engage, you get motion, right? And maneuvering involved with what you are trying to speak, what you're communicating, Mercury. Now we're going to begin to see some motion in what are the social responsibilities of big tech. When you go on TikTok, why is the TikTok there different than the TikTok here? Why are they TikToking there and they're top ticking here? What effect does that have on how a community of people innovates? This is just a microcosm of what this Mercury and Aquarius transit will have. Right? So, yeah, this is going to be a very, very interesting, beautiful transit. And this transit will give us amazing insight on what the future beholds. What essentially is the future trying to communicate when you gather, right? When we deal with Aquarius, we're dealing with the gatherings of the collective ideology. And this is why Aquarius also deals with the future. Y'all, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics. Alright? Don't think I'm just making all of this up. Alright? Of course I'm having fun, and you know that we do everything in one take. We flow with it. But if y'all want to get some more of this, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics right now. Alright? It's the best astrology book on the market. Alright? So, when we're talking about Aquarius, look, this is what we got in Astrostetics. Aquarius deals with the electrical transmission of ideas, and social curiosity thrive here. The sign of Aquarius shows us how to socialize and how to innovate our egos into the direction of quantum growth. This is why we said that Aquarius is the humanitarian. Aquarius does so by means of the creative ideas, it being creative expression. What is Aquarius trying to communicate here? And this is why when we deal with platforms and entities such as the internet, when Saturn and Mercury meet up for the final time in the last degrees of Aquarius, then you gotta understand that we're gonna see a tremendous amount of activity in the big tech space. And it's gonna deal with things that deal with paperwork, the lawmakers, what is being said to the communities of the people that use big tech. How does this innovate the collective? Has this been innovating the collective? And if so, why are some of the social media outlets different in different parts of the world? These are some, and this deals with taking a critical look. When we're dealing with Mercury, we're dealing with the critical look also, because this is what we're paying attention to. When you're paying attention to something, this gives you a chance. Y'all, make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics right now. When y'all are taking a critical look at something, this gives you the opportunity to analyze it. And when you analyze something, you can analyze the cause, you can analyze the effect, and then this allows you to get some type of innovative scale, and you can measure the effectiveness of what you're looking at. Read some more of what we have in here about Aquarius. Genius, futuristic intellectual insight, and weirdism vibrate on the Aquarian frequency. Being the weirdest version of yourself can also be the most innovative aspects of your personality. So this is why we're saying here, when you do you and you be yourself, people may call that weird because essentially you're tapping in with what's not here yet. And this is what makes Aquarius very hyperdimensional, right? And make no doubt about it, Aquarius and Pisces and Gemini, these three signs are extremely hyperdimensional, right? And at times people may say that this is erratic, but it's essentially extremely futuristic. And y'all know I'm a Pisces, right? And y'all know Pisces season is coming next. Pisces, y'all see Venus is in Pisces, and everybody been telling me, Lex, oh my God, I'm having beautiful dreams. Oh my God, beautiful dreams. And I'm like, yeah. You better keep them beautiful dreams in motion. So y'all, when we're dealing with Aquarius, we're dealing with technology, the internet, social groups, tech, innovation, genius, electricity, and shock waves. So when we say shock waves in Astrostetics, the Aesthetics of Astrology, this is important because this can create the ripple effect. And that is also one of the key words of Aquarius and Astrostetics, the ripple effect. And when a ripple effect is created, something does not influence just one person. This influences one person, then 2 people, then 5 people, then 20 people, then 100 people, then 3,250 people, then 6,450 people, then that influences 12,900 people, then that influences 25,800 people, then that influences 51,600 people. This is the ripple effect season. And it's very, y'all look, I had to make that a little bit extra so y'all can understand why Aquarius is that serious. Because most of the time it starts with just one Aquarius that can get extremely innovative. But remember, Aquarius is the people. Aquarius, in a way, is the synopsis of the collective thoughts and ideas for humanity. And that's why it's very important that we show love to the Aquariuses. Because the Aquariuses, they're gonna communicate where everybody is at. Right? You want to know what's going on with the mind of the people. You want to get a temperature check on the Aquarius. Right? So y'all look, y'all Aquariuses out there, y'all know I love y'all. Right? Every Aquarius I come across, y'all be loving me. And so, but look, I'm a Pisces, so we next door neighbors. And y'all know Aquarius is in my top 3 favorite signs. Right? Big shout outs to the Aquariuses, the innovative geniuses who can get mistaken for being rebellious when they're just trying to innovate. And this is going to be what Mercury is going to attempt to do. Whether it be in the technological sector, whether it be in the media sector, even though media and technology go hand in hand, y'all see, the more innovative we got with technology, at one point I wouldn't be able to make one YouTube video this long. But the more innovative the algorithm gets, the more innovative we can bring this sauce, right? And this is why we love Aquarius, y'all, right? And look, we love all of the air signs, really, right? We love the mind of the Gemini, the perception of the Libra, and the innovativeness, the futuristic forward thinking of the Aquarius, right? And when we have Mars in Gemini, don't forget that we're gonna have a lot of activity in the sector on social media's influence on children. And that is going to be something that the lawmakers get very focused on. What is the effect? What is the effect that technology has on the actions of children? We may even see things that come up with how technology affects diet. That can also be a derivative of the Uranus and Taurus transit. How does technology affect how children eat? How like, y'all, all of this stuff is coming down the pipeline. Remember, y'all, this is going to be one of the most futuristic mercurial transits ever. Being responsible with the responsibilities that you have to your community. Being your most innovative self. At times might seem like you're being the most weirdest and eccentric part of yourself. Sometimes being your most, man, I don't care about none of this. I don't care about that. I don't care about how these people think. I don't care about none of that. Being like that at times, it can make people be a bit repulsed. But what about when you don't care? That allows you to continue to innovate. And that allows you to go tap into your most futuristic self. And when you do this, this also allows you to make friends. Because then there are people that, wow, this person is being different and eccentric, but I agree with them. And communication, when you pay very close attention to what people are trying to communicate, this is how you can essentially build a positive community with others. And we have Pluto going into Aquarius. Y'all know that that's the next video out there. Look, I wasn't going to tell y'all, but y'all going to get that Pluto and Aquarius video, right? Now look, when Pluto goes into Aquarius, y'all know in Astrostetics, we don't really look at Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto in a personal chart as much. But when it comes to Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, for the collective, for the massive groups of people, we pay attention to that all day. We 100% look at, because look, when we have Pluto and Scorpio, this is where you have this is when you have a very sexual generation. You have the parental controls on the television. You got the TV rating system. You have the parental advisory. You get what I'm saying? when you're a part of the Pluto and Scorpio generation, we are very transcendental with our sexual ideologies. And I'm saying our because I am a part of the Pluto and Scorpio generation, right? This is the generation that made twerking and kind of emphasized in a subtle way humanity's slight obsession with the sexual nature of things. Now, when you looking at the Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto in Sagittarius, right? Even when we go beyond the Pluto and Scorpio, when you look at the Pluto and Libra generation, they emphasize the subtle obsessions with partnership. Then the Pluto and Scorpio generation emphasize that with sex and the concept of joining and engaging in action with partnership. Then the Pluto and Sagittarius, they're obsessed with traveling and the obsession with foreign ideologies, right? This is where you got people doing a lot of business with foreign markets, right? This is when the internet became popularized at the end of the Pluto in Sagittarius transit. This was the obsession with people connecting with people from all over the world. And when you have a connection, this can also create business, right? And then this is where we get the business from, as a offshoot from the Pluto and Sagittarius generation. And when you look at all of these factors involved, then this gets passed off to the Pluto and Aquarius generation, right? So yeah, right now we have Mercury in Aquarius, we have Saturn in Aquarius, we have the Sun in Aquarius, and we're gonna have Pluto go into Aquarius. So all of these factors, right? This is the generation. And y'all, we put all of this in Astrostetics, by the way. Make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics. This is going to be the generation that will really be the generation that is challenged with responsibilities on the internet. Because look, we started on the internet, but now with the rise of the metaverse and Web 4.0 and Web 5.0, some of y'all might say Web 3.0, we are going to really go in the internet. Because look, remember, we was on the internet, but now we're actually going to go in the internet. And this is what the metaverse is comprised of. Alright? So y'all, this Mercury in Aquarius transit is going to bring in the insight with all of this stuff. This is going to be one of the most unorthodox, socially progressive Mercury transits that we've ever seen. All right, this is a very rare transit, because right after Mercury leaves Aquarius, a couple weeks after that, we're gonna have Pluto go into Aquarius, but before that, we're gonna have Mercury go into Pisces, and then we're gonna have Saturn going to Pisces. Right? So in a microcosmic way, with this short duration of time, you have Mercury and Saturn kind of in this very interesting unison, right? So this is, man, be very, very attentive and be very masterful and critical with what you're saying, right? Be very mindful. Mercury is the mind in what you're saying, with the authorities that you're speaking to. When it comes to even speaking on the internet, even that, right? Be responsible. Be responsible not only to the children, but to also what is not physically here yet. Be responsible to your sense of innovation. Speak with your sense of innovation. Speak in unison with your sense of innovation. Don't speak against it. Speak with it. And Mercury in Aquarius will give us the futuristic insight with all of these things. And we can also see some announcements with large groups of people in the music space, right? Announcements, especially even with footwear companies, right? We can see some communication and some deals go on with footwear companies, right? And also with relationships behind the scenes, right? And this is why it's important that we're responsible with what we're saying, because there can be a lot of information that arises to the surface. And how, remember, we were talking about the ripple effect, right? So being very mindful of that ripple effect, and with what you're saying now, how that can influence the actions of the future. This is going to be very important that we take that into account. Alright? So y'all, enjoy this Mercury in Aquarius. Y'all know I had to go in with this. And make sure y'all pick up a copy of Astrostetics right now. Right? Enjoy this transit, y'all. And thank you so much for watching. Yeah!